The Catholic Morning Show.
Summertime is here. We've been talking about that, but wafting across the hills is the smell of the coming fair food that Iowa folks all around know is the bell ringing to let us know. Within a month, basically. Iowa State Fair. In studio today, we have Jeremy Parsons, the CEO and manager of the Iowa State Fair. He's been doing that since 2023. And boy, howdy, it is always an easy thing to talk about here on the radio, the Iowa State Fair. Jeremy, thanks for coming on the Catholic Morning Show.
Hey, good to be with you. And I looked today, you know what it is? July 13th, which means August 13th will be opening day. So I guess according to some, that's to be 1 month. Until the Iowa State Fair starts.
Well, we were just talking about this too. There's plenty of people in the world that think of, the dog days of summer, late July. That's when they're hanging around. But this is when everything gets started, multiplied with worries for you guys. You're getting ready for such everyone coming from everywhere to come into Des Moines.
It's 30 days out, and people often when they see me, they remind me how many days left until the fair. And as I often say, that's equally exciting and terrifying because we have a lot of details to get done yet, but we'll be ready for everybody on August 13th for sure.
Now, that's a question that immediately comes to mind: is what's the earliest? Everybody's showing up and getting prepared. I understand that. What's the earliest you get people rolling in with like their RVs to set up, to
Sure.
be there, ready for the fair?
Yeah, really for us, 2 weeks before the fair, 2 Saturdays before the fair would be the easiest way to say that, is really kind of when the grounds open, our campgrounds open for those early birds to come in and get those sites set up. Also, that's when the grounds open for our food concessionaires and those types of things. So late July, very beginning of August is really when people will start moving in and beginning the setup process.
Now, I'm going to talk to what I think would probably be a rare bird listening right now. You out there who has not been to the Iowa State Fair for whatever reason. We're going to have Jeremy explain to us, why is it that this year particularly, with the 250th anniversary of the United States, why is it this year that people want to make sure to come?
Well, I think really what's exciting this year is the fact that it's really what I would call a fair within a fair. And what I mean by that is all your normal Iowa State Fair favorites. So if you've never been to the fair, you'll have to create that list of favorites, and we can help you curate that list if you'd like. But on top of the regular fair this year is really a whole another line of programming that is truly focused on America 250. And so that's a display of 250 American flags, one from each year of our country's history, that'll be up by Pioneer Hall. It's a special exhibit being put together by the State Historical Society of Iowa, Living History Farms in the fair, telling you what Iowa was like in 1776. And so many special kind of one-off activities, nightly drone shows, another example of things just for America 250 on top of all the regular fair stuff.
Now, when it comes to what makes the fair, there's obviously the food. There's all the people. There's the bands. We can keep naming stuff. But I'd like to think that it's exactly people like Iowa Catholic Radio camped out at our sort of regular place right off of the stage there. What is it like to see the long-standing people or places or venues that make sure to come back again and again? I mean, yes, of course, the people who come and visit, but precisely people like Iowa Catholic Radio setting up their tents and being there to make the Iowa State Fair this community-driven event.
I think really when you ask people if they've gone to the Iowa State Fair, they'll tell you yes. But the next question is always, well, then what is the Iowa State Fair to you? And that's a really important question, because for some people, if they're 4-H FFA families, they may not ever get out of the barn area. They may just stay in that area. For others, the foodies, they're there to try all the new foods. That's what they're going to do. And truly, for some fairgoers, probably part of their fair experience is stopping by Iowa Catholic Radio Network, your little exhibit there next to the Riley stage, and visiting with you all. And that's part of that list that they make every year to check off when they go to the fair.
Well, part of the fair for me is being very thankful for the tree that's right over there. That makes it a little cooler. So with the addition of new food, the 250th exhibits, what is it going on with 2026 that you would make sure people are aware of when they're thinking about how to plan their time at the Iowa State Fair?
Well, you mentioned shade, and so one of our big goals this year, really since I've arrived in 2023, is increasing the number of places for people to sit and rest at the fair. And so we've added 40 new benches throughout the fairgrounds and another shaded seating area. So your experience will be more comfortable this year. For those traveling to the fair, many people, of course, use our park and ride locations. DART will be operating from the Capitol and Center Street downtown, but this year we've also will be pulling in from Southridge Mall on the south edge of town. So that'll be another opportunity for people to ride to the fair. But if you drive to the fair, we'll have a new entrance off of University that will get you in faster. And so really this year, a lot is about making your experience better at the fair.
Well, so of course, again, the fair for so many people is a staple. It marks the year, the changing of the seasons, everything like this. But Iowa State Fair is a massive undertaking. And I'm sure there's a listener out there who'd love to hear into some of the behind-the-scenes ideas. So you've been the CEO and manager since 2023. What's been your experience with the Iowa State Fair otherwise? And how does one, as it were, work up to becoming the CEO of a state fair?
Well, I grew up in southern Iowa in Leon, loving the Iowa State Fair, a family that, participated in the fair, camped at the fair, all those things. And so really, when I was in high school, had the opportunity to spend a summer working at the Iowa State Fair, and really that continued through college as well. And then, life goes in different directions. God has different plans for our lives, for sure. And so kind of did some other things for a while, and then came back into the fair industry full-time. Spent 12 years as the CEO of the Clay County Fair in Spencer, Iowa, before getting to come back full circle to the Iowa State Fair. So it's been a tremendous experience, and really I tell people all the time it's the best job in the state of Iowa to serve Iowans as the CEO of the Iowa State Fair.
I noticed that your ears pricked up when we talked about going to Spencer with Carlo Broussard, so there you go. That's the connection.
Yeah, there's a connection. 12 years living there for sure.
Well, I love this idea of the fair. Of course, it's fun, it's commerce, but it's also this civic engagement that it really does harken back to be slightly dorky here to more medieval era times, right, where there were things that we did together because it was important to be together. So along that line, speaking with Jeremy Parsons, CEO of the Iowa State Fair, who are some of the unsung heroes behind the scenes that if you enjoy being at the state fair, you go, these are the people you should be thankful for making such a wonderful but massive undertaking occur?
When you think about the Iowa State Fair, obviously as CEO, I lead a full-time staff of 80. It takes 80 people working year-round to really put the fair together for you as you come and enjoy it. Then this time of year, we've got about 300 people working for us. Then during the fair, we're going to have about 1,500 people working for us. Then on top of that, we had thousands of volunteers. And so really, there are literally thousands of people that are working to make your experience the best it can possibly be. They might be cleaning restrooms. They might be cleaning out the animal stalls. They may be handing you information about the fair. So many different roles to play to make your experience the best. And they're all Iowans, for the most part, who are serving their fellow Iowans. Because you said it best, the fair is a place for community. It's one of the few places left in the world where you can bring your family and have a great day together in a safe environment and see a million different things.
Well, and before we let you go, I think very important to see that sort of connection with Iowa's, of course, deep roots in agriculture, but not only like the idea like, oh, there's animals and there's machinery and things like this, but really in some cases, the one true connection with food and how it comes about and the livelihood of so many people, the fair offers that sort of glimpse in a communal way for people to see that who might not otherwise get a chance to brush up against that at all.
The Iowa State Fair ultimately is a celebration, a showcasing of the very best of our state. And so whether that's livestock, 4-H FFA kids working on their projects, maybe it's somebody in the Bill Riley Talent Show, maybe it's a new food from an Iowa vendor, maybe it's some new product or machinery, whatever it is, the fair is really a celebration of Iowa's best. And so we want people to come and enjoy that, be proud of their state. But again, just the opportunity to get off those digital devices a little bit, walk around and see some of the amazing things that there are in our state.
Speaking with Jeremy Parsons, CEO of Iowa State Fair, before we will let you go, if people want to find out more or make game plans for the state fair, where can they start preparing for August 13th?
Everything at iowastatefair.org. In the next few days, that website's going to constantly evolve and change. The daily guides will be out, so those minute-by-minute schedules of fair activities. Of course, the list of the 84 new foods is there. Everything you need to know to plan that fair experience. iowastatefair.org, or go to App Store on your device and download the app.
Absolutely wonderful. Of course, Iowa Catholic Radio will be there by the Riley stage. Looking forward to seeing you all there again. Jeremy Parsons, CEO, Iowa State Fair. Thank you for coming on the Catholic Morning Show.
Hey, good to be with you.
Listen to the Catholic Morning Show weekdays at 7 a.m. Central on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, iowacatholicradio.com, or the Iowa Catholic Radio app.